Hello, 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 everyone. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. Welcome to my first ever YouTube Live. I have done a lot of lives before, but they all have been with other people's channels, but I've never done a live directly with my own channel. So I wanted to kind of start doing that for the new year. It is stepping out of my comfort zone for sure. So thank you for those of you that are here attending this free live. So just want to kind of see who's here right now. I see Orfa. Hi, Orfa. Welcome. Thank you, Dina. We have Jennifer from earlier. And then we also have a few other people here. If you could hear me, let me know in the chat box right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my phone, put it on focus. That way there's no notifications coming through because I'm sure I will get a whole bunch of notifications. Hey everyone. Hey Mark. Hi Lucia. Hi Diana. Thank you guys. Thank you, Lucia. Te lo agradezco. Thank you everyone for your support. And this is the first YouTube live I've ever done, like I was saying a few seconds ago, that I have ever done in my actual channel. I have done it before in other people's channels on interviews and podcasts, but never really have taken the chance to do it like this and talking to people on YouTube. So, what I wanted to do with this actual live is ask you guys for feedback on what type of content you would like me to create on my YouTube channel for 2023 to kind of help you with your business, whether it is Etsy, social media, email marketing, Pinterest, or anything else. Feel free to drop it in the shop box. And also, I wanted to go ahead and answer any questions that you guys have, especially because the point of this live webinar is to answer your questions, all related about Etsy, growing on Etsy, social media, email marketing, etc. So I wanted to make sure that you guys have some time to ask me any questions. If I'm able to answer the questions, I will definitely do it. If for some reason I'm not able to answer the question or I don't know the answer at the moment, I would definitely come back and leave a comment with your name. I would tag you and leave a comment in this video later on, no later than Monday, with the answer of whatever you ask me. So just keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to go through the questions here. I have a notebook to take some of the suggestions you guys are giving me. Hi, Rosita. Ambulant Creative say, I got my Etsy shop critique from you from a month ago. Thank you so much. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for your business. I really, really appreciate it. We have people from India. This is amazing. This is why I love what I do. You are able to literally connect with people all around the world. Right now, I'm in Atlanta. We have people from India. I'm sure we have people from all over the country in the US and outside of the US as well. Um, so Diane said she would like to see more products or more videos on digital products and ideas. Definitely going to write that down. So digital products and ideas. What I plan to do is create a list of all the videos that you guys are recommending, and then I'm going to start creating them for you guys. She also recommended Pinterest marketing. Okay, definitely write that down. Hi, Rochelle. Rosita said email marketing. And then also, guys, when you're giving me suggestions on what exactly you need, let's say you say Pinterest, if you could elaborate a little bit more, maybe you already know how to use Pinterest, but you're trying to grow your followers, or maybe you already know how to do the basics of Pinterest, but you want to learn how to optimize it for SEO. Just be a little bit more specific, so therefore I could have better notes, and that will prepare me better when I create the videos as well. Um, so we have social media marketing. So Jennifer said digital products, Pinterest marketing, and social media marketing. So you guys are kind of on the same page for what you guys are requesting, which is great. Thank you so much. Diana is in Michigan. Ambient Creative said, is the best way to get email signups is to put it in the description box and make it a first sentence. When you say description box, are you referring to the YouTube video where there's a description box? Are you referring to your Etsy store, like in your listing description? If you could let me know, but I will go ahead and start answering that question now. If you have an email list right now, and you want to get signups, the best way to do so is to one, have a really good incentive of whatever you're offering, a promotion, a lead magnet, an incentive. Make sure that whatever you're offering is value to your ideal customer. And then what you want to do is, if you have like an Etsy store, you want to add a photo of whatever they're getting in the actual Etsy listing photos. It could be maybe the third or the fourth one down. You want to make sure that you include that information also in your description. And then what I recommend all the time is promoting it in your About Me section of your store, in your shop announcement, and even in your banner. The reason why I like to put it in numerous areas is because there are people that maybe they come straight to your product, they click on the main photo and they don't look at all your photos. There are people that don't read the description. There are people that bypass the description and go to your homepage. There are people that do read your About Me story. There are people that don't read it, right? So if you have it in all of these areas, that's really going to increase the likelihood of someone clicking on it and going ahead and signing up. So that's the reason why you want to have it in multiple areas. Another thing that many people don't do, that I highly recommend that you start doing, is that you include your email marketing in your content strategy. So if you are promoting, let's say on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, anywhere else, you need to include it in your schedule. You need to make sure that you let people know that you have an email list. It's not sufficient just to have the link in let's say in your Instagram bio, in one of the, let's say you're using Linktree to have all the links in there. It's not sufficient just to have it in there. You need to talk about it. And I'm not saying you have to talk about it every day, but what I'm saying is you have to make sure you include it in your content strategy and letting people know that you do have an email list that they could join. And that's going to definitely help you as well. Um, Let me see here. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up with everyone's comments here. We have Lakeisha, she said SEO converting visitors into buyers. Excellent. Thank you so much for being specific. I'm writing it down. I'm not, ignoring you guys. I just want to make sure. I don't know if this, I think with the Facebook Live, I will have access to the chat, but just in case I don't, I'm writing it down because some platforms that deletes later or erases and I won't get to see it. So I just want to make sure that I write it down. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. We have Gardelia from Oklahoma. Gardelia. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. Welcome. We have Baba Status. Thank you. I'm doing good. Thank you. Welcome. Jennifer says, how do you do the basics of setting up a business account for Pinterest? Well, the basics is it's just like what you just said. The basics is when you go in there, you want to set up your business account as your Pinterest account as a business account. It's gonna ask you for your name or your business name. Mine is under my name because that is my brand name as well. So if you want to put like your business name, if you do have an LLC, you could put your business name in there. It's going to ask you for just general information like your email. It's going to ask you to create a password. It's really the same process as if you were creating like a regular Pinterest account. The only thing is that it will ask you for your business name and more information about your business. That's the only difference. Now, I set up my business account like over, I don't even know how many years now, over 7, 8 years ago on Pinterest. So I don't know if they have changed anything new, but I know from my Pinterest course and I know from the links that I have, when I created one about 3 years ago, just for the example of the video that I created, it really didn't look that much difference from before. So just making sure that you have your business name in there, making sure that once you create the account, making sure that you have your bio filled out. So who you are, what you do, and why people should follow you. Making sure that you have a logo set up, making sure that you have a banner. You know how on Pinterest you could create a banner on the top. And then what I recommend with the banner is creating like a freebie or a lead magnet. So when people come and look at your Pinterest profile, they see that you have a freebie or lead magnet, and that's going to help you increase your click through rate. Why am I getting messages if I turned on my do not disturb? That's crazy. So that would be the basics, just making sure that you fill out everything in your bio, make sure that you have a business account, because The importance of having a business account, for those of you that don't have one at the moment, is that you get the Pinterest analytics, and you also are able to run ads if you want to in the future. But the most important thing for me is the Pinterest analytics, because that's going to give you a lot of information about your insights on what's working, what's not working, and that's going to really help you grow your Pinterest account. I hope that answers your question. Let me go back in here. We have Rosita is from France. I would have never guessed it because Rosita is like Spanish, so I thought maybe you were Hispanic, but it's a beautiful name. So welcome. Uh, I'm just trying to see I didn't skip anyone's questions here. Or if I said marketing, Pinterest, and email marketing, please. If for whatever reason I skip your question, just re-add it at the bottom, because I know that as you start adding, it starts pushing the comments up. Let's see here. Megan, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that you are enjoying my channel. And I appreciate the lovely comments, because it really does help us creators to wake up every day, put content out there. Believe it or not, I'm a very introverted person. So doing this live right now is nerves for me. And I've done so many like podcasts and interviews, and I've done over 900 videos on my channel, but it still never um gets, I get better at it, but I'm still nervous. So comments like that really, really helps us creators to keep pushing through. Almost like for you guys as well. I'm sure when you guys receive like a great review or customer feedback about your products, your services, your brand experience, whatever it is, you guys feel really good about it. And we do too. So thank you so much. We have Jennifer. Jennifer Law is in California. I bet you have nice weather down there. And Viven Creative is in San Diego. Nice weather as well. um, Lucia Diaz says, I would like to know, what is your strategy for 2023 for Pinterest? That's good. I mean, for me, my strategy, I haven't really changed it that much, to be quite honest, because besides pin ideas, which is something new that Xe rolled out, right? Last year or the year before that, which is like the most newest thing. Everything else is kind of the same. The SEO is the same. What you want to make sure to do, for me, my strategy is, how can I create content that my audience is searching for? And the most important thing with Pinterest is creating fresh content on a regular basis. That's so important. So you want to make sure that you can repin your same products over and over and over. Just make sure that your pin, the actual pin, the image is new. That's really, really important. If you're repinning old content, Pinterest doesn't like that. So that's a strategy that I always have implemented since I started, to be honest, is always creating new pins for whatever I'm linking it to, my blog, my Etsy store, my affiliate marketing, whatever I'm pinning into, always having new pins. So that's a really, really good strategy. Secondly, is making sure that you're pinning on a regular basis and being consistent, because Pinterest likes that, just like what I said. So I use Tailwind because it does help me automate everything. I know that Tailwind is a little bit expensive, and for most people, they can't afford it. So don't feel bad if you can't afford it. Just be more consistent. You could bash out all of your pins and then just spend like every other day, just go in there and maybe do some pins like 3 times a day. So like maybe you do some 3, 4 pins in the morning, midday, and afternoon. The reason why I say break it down is because if you pin all at the same time, your followers will get bombarded with all of the pins, and most people won't see them either, because the people that came in the morning, some people come in the morning, some people come in the midday, some people come in the afternoon. So it's better if you split it up. So that's another strategy that you can start using if you're pinning manually. If you're pinning with the tailwind, it actually tells you when is the best time for you to pin. And that's what I suggest for you to do, because it takes the information from your followers already and it calculates and it says these are the best time. And then you autofill those times with pins. That's another strategy. It's not really a new strategy, but it's a strategy that works really, really well. My brand, my Nancy Badillo brand, gets about 1.72 million impressions per month. And then one of my lifestyle blogs, they get about 10 million. Then one of my Etsy stores gets about 7 to 10 million. So it does work. It's just being consistent. That's like the most important thing that I could say is being consistent with pinning all the time. If you, let's say you pin this whole month, you'll see your numbers go up. But if you take a long break, let's say you say, I'm not going to pin this whole week, they'll go down again, unfortunately. That's just how Pinterest works. You'll still get evergreen, it's that still evergreen content. Like your pins will still get views, especially if they're good, but you want to make sure that you consistently are pinning all the time. So the best strategies for Pinterest is make sure that you're focused on your niche, make sure that you optimize your pins correctly, make sure that you play around with different pins types like video pins, regular pins like image pins, and then also idea pins. Look at your analytics, see what's working after 30 days, see what is getting more traction, what are people clicking more on, and do more of that the next month. And then repeat that the next month and keep doing that. That's what I do. And sometimes the pins that I create that I think that are going to get a lot of traction don't. And then some of the other pins that I thought they were okay or they're new, they get a lot of traction. So you have to look at your analytics, and always look at your data. The data is going to tell you what people like and what people don't like, or what people are resonating with and what they're not. So that's kind of it. But there's no secret, of push of a button or secret thing, top secret. It's just being consistent, thinking about your target audience, creating content, compelling content that they will want to click on, and just being consistent. That's like the most important thing I could talk about. Um, let's see. We have Cardelia's from Oklahoma. I think I read that earlier. Um, let me see. Sohail says, how can I restart my shop on Etsy and get my first sale? So if you are starting all over again, let's say that whatever you had a store, you didn't make any sales. That happens to everyone, or to majority of us actually. And you want to kind of pivot and start again. I don't recommend necessarily restarting brand new from a new store. You can actually take the store that you currently have now and just brand it again, like just restart with that same store, especially if you already have, let's say, a few sales or maybe a few reviews. Just restart again. But I think the best advice that I could give you is make sure that you do market research and product research. Not everything that you sell on Etsy, it's not everything sells on Etsy. So there are products that do fall short on Etsy, unfortunately. So what you want to do is you want to do market research to make sure that whatever you're thinking of selling is going to sell. Secondly, you want to do product research after that, because you want to validate how many other people are selling this exact product. And if there's a lot of competition, like a lot of people selling the same product, that's going to give you an idea if this is a niche that's going to take time to grow, or if it's a niche that you could get traction and get sales like the first month. So that is the most important thing. Once you find a really good niche, and that you're going to get traction, it's not super saturated. After that, it's just creating really, really great products, a good description, working on your SEO, and constantly building your store up. And then also using at least one social media platform to kind of bring traction to your store, grow your brand awareness, and then keep building your business that way. But it literally starts with product and market research. Many people skip that part because they don't know how to do it, or they don't want to bother with it. But that's like the most important part of it, because if you go straight to the creation of the product, you might get lucky and make a few sales here and there, but then it's going to be a lot harder for you to build it and scale it to a full-time income. And it's going to be harder for you to predict what products, additional products you want to add, because you don't have a strategy in place to kind of do the take out, have a system in place to add the proper products. You don't want to just add random products just because, or just because you enjoy doing them, or just because you saw someone else doing them. I hope that helps a little bit more. Um, let's see here. Thank you, Eileen. That's so sweet of you. I didn't. I have seen this before because I follow another YouTuber, and his name is Robert, and he teaches people how to use YouTube, and they always give him money and stuff, and I'm like, God, you have to be like really good to get like tips like that. So I just feel real like blessed. So I really appreciate it. Thank you. So you almost made me cry right now. I mean, it's just so touching. So thank you, thank you, thank you for even doing that. You didn't have to, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. Um, I'm so surprised, like shocked right now. Let me just go back up because the think he's pushing all your comments up. Um, Megan said, I would like to know if you think digital art prints are oversaturated on Etsy. It is a saturated market, digital products, especially art printables, but there are still room for products that you could sell. You want to make sure that you want to make sure that you follow what I just talked about, and you want to do product research first. If you go to eRank, erank.com is a tool for Etsy sellers. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's just erank.com. They actually, you can actually go in there and look at stores that have been open, let's say in 2021. They sell art printables, and you can see that there's stores in there that sold over 10,000 sales in 1 year. So even though it's still saturated, you could still make money. So it's finding products that are not super saturated that you could still compete and maybe even possibly do Facebook ads to kind of get more exposure. So there's still chances of making money with art printables. It's just finding the proper products. That's all it is, to be quite honest. But I do think that you're still able to do it. Um, Lucia says, how many pins do you pin a day? And where do you get SEO keywords? So I personally pin about 20 pins per day. And I do a variation of my pins and other people's pins. So I do about 15 of mine and 5 of others. And they're like my competitors too. And I pin it because it's still relevant content to my content. For SEO, how you find SEO keywords are two ways. You could do it in the search bar. You could type in, let's say that you're going to sell planners. You type in planners, search, and it's going to autofill keywords that people are searching for. Those keywords you could use. The second way is to run, if you have a Pinterest business account, you could run an ad or pretend you're going to run an ad. And there's a section behind when you're doing the ads, there's a section that tells you keywords and what people, and then you go in there and you put digital planner, and it's going to tell you how many people are searching for. It's going to give you it's going to autofill a list of keywords that people are searching for, but it also gives you more data. It actually tells you, I don't know, let's say 1 million people are searching for digital planners. 1,000,002 people are searching for, let's say, calendar planners. It's going to physically tell you how many people are searching for it. Just pick the ones that are relevant to your products, and that's it. Don't pick the ones that are not relevant. But those are the two ways. You could do it organically, or you could go in the back end, and you don't even have to run the ad. You could cancel the ad if you don't want to and just use it to get keywords. And I hope that helps. Thank you guys. Oh my God, I feel so blessed. I mean, I did not expect this. Thank you, Lucia. You didn't have to, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing. I guess it's chat money. I guess is what it's called when somebody donates. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Um, so Lakeisha said, yes, optimizing your Pinterest using SEO. Okay, so I'll do a video on that, and that should help Lakeisha and Lucia and anyone else that's wondering how do you find keywords. And I'll definitely do a video on that coming soon. Hopefully this month I will do it. Um, thank you. Someone, I don't want to say your name because I'm saying it wrong. They said you are a source of inspiration. Thank you. It's always nice to be nice to other people. So thank you so much for the kind words. Cynthia, no, you're here. You didn't miss it. Let's see here. Sohail had asked earlier how to open a second shop, and now they're asking how to revive an Etsy shop. All you have to do to revive an Etsy shop again is, go in there and look at your stats. Look at all of your listings. What are the listings that are not selling? And start with those. So the listings that are not performing, are not getting you sales, it's not driving traffic to your store. Those are the first ones you want to fix. You don't want to fix the ones that are driving you traffic or sales. You want to go with the ones that are least performing. Pick those listings and start doing almost like a critique of your own store. Look at your photos. Is there any improvement that you could do? Look at your listing description. Are you lacking engagement in there? Are you not describing what type of problem or product your product solves? Make sure to do that. Look at your SEO. Do you have good keywords? Do you have keywords that are very broad, general, too competitive? Fix the keywords. Then optimize it correctly. That's how you revive it. A lot of times there's a lot of stores that are not selling because they have not updated their SEO for like a year, 2 years. So when they originally did their SEO, they had keywords that were good, but over time, with more competition and more people selling on the platform, those keywords tend to get super saturated. Or maybe the products that you sell used to be products that were trending, that were good, and now they're dying. They don't sell that well on Etsy. Keep in mind, guys, Etsy is a trending platform. So what it used to sell good in, let's say, 2017 might not sell well in 2023. So sometimes a great way to revive a store is just simply adding new products and pivoting to something else within your same niche. Also, you could still be within your niche market, but just adding different products that are trending now versus the products that you have maybe are dying or not trending anymore. So those are all the kind of the things that you could look into. Um, Lucia said maybe talk about XC titles and hacks for 2023. XC titles. Okay. Yep, I could do that. For the hacks, I do have, if you guys go back to my channel, I do have, in December, I did 30 days of hacks. And those are pretty much like everything that you could still apply for 2023. And you'll see it'll say XC Hack Challenge on top of the thumbnail. And it is 30 days straight, so you won't miss them. Also, if you click on the actual video in the description, it has the link for each one. So if you kind of want to go through there, you could also look at those. And what's great about them is that I made them really short. I mean, ridiculous short. Some are like 30 seconds long. So they're not going to overwhelm you. That's what it was meant for. I didn't want to do like a 7-minute video on a hack that would take me 30 seconds to show you, because I wanted to make sure that if you were watching the videos every day, they were easy to digest and not overwhelm people. So I made them really, really short. I don't know if that's a good strategy for my YouTube channel, but I was thinking more of people watching it and trying to make it shorter and smaller to digest. So I definitely recommend checking those out. And also, if you watch the videos and you have any further questions, like let's say you watch a video of mine and you're like, I'm not understanding this, just leave the comment and I will respond to that comment as well. Stephanie says, how do I drive more traffic to my store? So my best advice at first is just focusing on SEO, because the reason why many of us, including myself, when I first started, open an Etsy store is because you can make money on Etsy even if you don't have an email list, an online presence. It doesn't matter. My main store, when I first originally opened it, I made 21,000 and I didn't promote it nowhere because I did it as a case study. I was doing it to see if I could make money on Etsy. This was going to be another income stream for me. I didn't know it was going to turn into I'm going to do Etsy coaching and all this other stuff. It just was more of a let me try it out. And then the second year when I started using social media and other platforms to promote my business, then I tripled the income. So I know from firsthand experience you can make money just from Etsy SEO. So make sure that so you don't get so overwhelmed, especially if you're in the first stages of starting a business. Don't try to be everywhere. Like, let me do SEO, let me do TikTok, let me do Instagram, let me do YouTube. Even though like bigger people like myself, which I'm a fraction, I'm not even that huge myself, but people that have a little bit more of an audience than you do, we're all over. But remember, I've been doing digital marketing for 13 years. So it's a lot easier for me to kind of use different platforms. You want to make sure that you focus on your store first, build it up really well, add really great products, fix your SEO so you could drive traffic from there. And then when you're ready to kind of transition and use, let's say, social media, pick one platform that your audience hangs out, that you know that they hang out at, and then from there, be intentional with that platform. Learn how to use it effectively, learn how to, promote it effectively, learn how to properly, post. You know that if you post on Instagram, you're going to have a different size of image than if you post on Facebook or than if you post on YouTube. It's very different to every platform has their own thing. So understanding the platform, being intentional with it, it will definitely help you versus you stretching yourself too thin and you're just posting on Instagram, leaving, posting on Pinterest, leaving, but you're not using the platform effectively. And then you're like, well, this doesn't work. It's because you're not using it correctly. So that's like the best advice I could give you because your mental health is more important than money and business. Trust me, I have done so many mistakes with my mental health, with my weight gain, because I put everything on my business and sacrifice everything else. And what I have learned is not worth it, especially after my husband had a brain tumor and he had cancer. I learned from that lesson that you got to make sure you slow down and you be intentional with things. So that would be my best advice is that you focus on your SEO to driving traffic. And then from there, once you understand how to properly, effectively do SEO, then move on to a different platform, be intentional with that platform. And this is like a rule that I have, but I always tell people try to grow that platform to 10,000 followers. The reason why I always say that is because if you're able to grow that platform to 10,000 followers, and you truly understand how to use, let's say, Instagram, you will be able to, you're going to learn so much just from growing an account. You will be able to apply that in different accounts, let's say TikTok or YouTube or other platforms. And then for those of you that are making a lot of money, or let's say you make 5,000, 10,000 a month or more, I recommend delegating those jobs. So having a social media manager, having someone that creates your videos or even your photos, delegating as much as possible. And the only thing you should be focusing on is customer service, your products, and creating other products that are going to generate more money. Those should be your main focus. Because what happens for many of us solopreneurs is that by the time we're done with our to-do list, we don't have no more, we're so worn out to even create a new product or do research or have this creative time where you just sit there and you look for products and you do market like you just drained out by the time you finish everything. So if you are in the means of being able to delegate, that's gonna is this year I've already hired two people in my team. I had my assistant Khadija last year that I hired, and I kid you not, it was the best investment ever. She has been a lifesaver. Um, Serini said, Serrani, and I hope I'm saying your name right, how to use shipping labels on Etsy. Um, well, when you go in there in the back end, it's gonna give you the pricing based on what you put in there, right? You have to put in your measurements, the weight, and then that's gonna give you the pricing. Now, if you have additional questions about shipping, there should be, because I remember seeing it, there should be something you could hover on top that has a link that takes you to that additional information. But shipping labels, basically, when I used to use them before for my candles, is you will put your weight, the measurement, and automatically will create a label for you that you will use. I don't know if it has changed lately. So if it has and you have additional questions, drop them. And then what I could do is always after we finish this live, go in the back end and create a listing really quick and kind of dive into it. And then I could give you more specifics because I can't see the screen right now. Mark said, would love to get some clarity on research tools, confused on what is best, or which two or three work really good together. I know of Marmalade, Cell Samurai, Everbee, and eRank. Yeah, there's a lot of tools. And one thing that I try not to do on my YouTube channel is I try to just stick to two tools, which is Alora and eRank. And I did eRank for many, many years before they had an affiliate program. I know there's a lot of people that promote several tools because they all have affiliate programs. Alora does have an affiliate program, but I promote them because I love their tool. And at one point, I didn't want to confuse my audience with so many tools just because I wanted to make commission out of all of them. So I just didn't do it. I just stuck with the two that I use. that for me, I have had gotten great results. So none of them are bad or wrong. All of them have their pros and cons. I have used Marmalade, and I think it's a great tool as well. I just use more eRank. Now, for me, the reason why I use eRank out of all the tools is because I know the owner, Anthony Wolf. I know the team members, Pam, Starla Moore. You guys probably know her. She's my competitor, but I love her. She's amazing. So I love their team. They're honest people. They're credible people. They don't just, boost you with a lot of false information. They're very credible and they know what they're doing. So that's why I love eRank. And their tools are really great. So what I recommend is, of course, when I give my recommendations, I give them based on because I use them and because I have massive result with them, not because I've never used them and then I'm promoting them. But what I recommend, first of all, is Mark, for you to try them out. Try, maybe pick two or three, play around with them, and then pick the one that you feel more comfortable with, the one that you prefer. I will say this though, eRank and Alora are both partner approved by Xe. That means that if you go on the back end of your Etsy store, if you go on dashboard, it'll say integrations and it's going to give you all the tools that they work with, like third party apps that they work with, and eRank and Alora are in the list. That gives you a little bit more validation that their tools were recommended by eRank. And that gives you validation as a seller that maybe I should start with these two for now. So that would be my recommendation. Try them all. They all have the pros and cons. I personally like eRank and Alora. So, and I'm actually doing a video on Alora this week or next week on how to use some cool features that they have. So hopefully you'll watch that video and make, a decision based on what you see. But eRank and Alora are kind of like my top two. Um, Steph, and thank you for asking. Stephanie said, with email marketing, what do you email customers, new arrivals, and sales? Should this be a monthly email thing? Yeah, with email marketing, when you first have the customer opt in for your offer, so offer could be your lead magnet, your discount that you're offering, your freebie, whatever you offer them that they join your email list. That's going to be the first email. The one that you send out is going to be the email that they receive your offer. The second, third, fourth email, I will separate them once a week. The reason why I say once a week is because you don't want to space them out once a month and then the customer forgets all about who you are, especially in the beginning when they join the email list. You kind of have to warm them up from cold to a warm lead. So, what I recommend is one email per week. The first email is your offer. The second email could be um, maybe a reminder of the offer. Hey, did you just want to check in to make sure that you downloaded the offer? Here it is again, just in case you have not used it. And then talk a little bit about your brand. Maybe the third email could be like, we're so thankful to have you here. Here's the video, the showcases the behind the scenes of our store. Or you could talk about your story of why you got started on Etsy, what makes your store special. Kind of an introduction to who you are as a brand. And then the fourth video could be, hey, by the way, we are on social media. If you're there already, let's connect. And then try to give something of value. It could be a freebie, especially for those that sell digital products. It could be a freebie. It could be maybe another discount promotion. It could be something really low. It doesn't have to be anything high. And then kind of keep doing that and build report. I think I'm learning a valuable lesson on email marketing. What I recommend is try to create something that you're offering tons and tons of value. I'm actually in the works of redoing my whole email marketing strategy, and I bought a course and coaching for it as well because we all have to improve our skills. And what I'm learning is provide more value than anything else, and that will create customers that are going to stick around, not unsubscribe, and love your content as well. um I hope that helps a little bit. um let's see here. You're very welcome, Lakeisha. Stephanie said maybe comparing SEO tools to see what's more accurate. Okay, I could do that. I don't think that's a bad idea, actually. And this probably might help Mark with his question as well. Um, Dream said, "I hate to get emailed by seller. It is annoying. Not the great way to do." It depends, I guess. I mean, I don't mind getting emails from, maybe because I'm in a business, so I understand that it is normal to get emails from other businesses as well. But what I have learned through people giving me feedback, even with my own emails, is that um, if you provide a lot of value and you genuinely connect with people, that right there is gonna, your the brand experience that they get with you is gonna win them over, and it's gonna make them want to open your emails. It's gonna make them want to stay in your email list. So that's what I have learned. um, Lucia said, "What is the ideal number of items you should have on Etsy?" I don't think there's a magic number. I always tell people have at least 10 listings. And the only reason why I say create 10 listings or work towards 10 listings before you start like blasting it out, like promoting on social media and kind of anywhere else, is so when people come to your store, it doesn't look empty, because I do think that when you have like a few listings in there, it does make your store look more nicer. My recommendation is focus on quality. I've seen stores, I have students of mine, they have like 23 products and they make thousands of dollars a month. So it's not necessarily the quantity. One of my store had over 7,000. I had to reduce it to 3,500 listings because a lot of them were just sitting there. They weren't selling anymore, or there were old listings that at one point they did but not anymore. So it's not so much about the quantity, it's the quality of the product that you have. But in the beginning, focus on doing up to 10 before you start marketing outside of Etsy. But don't rush through it either. Don't be like, okay, I got to promote next week, so let me just add 10 products for the sake of it. Like, take your time building your store. It's really important. It's going to pay dividends in the long run versus you. Think about it this way: you're building a business for the long haul. So why not take your time? This is not something that you're trying to just make money for this year and the next year you don't care. So, Stephanie says, "How do you find holiday evergreen product niche?" So two things is, the first one is do market research on trying to find products that sell well on Etsy. Secondly, do product research to make sure there's not a lot of competition and that you're able to organically rank on Etsy. And third, use a tool called Google Trends. So Google, like the word Google, and then Trends, Trends. Just do a Google search for it. It's a free tool. I highly recommend it. You could go in there and you could type in, let's say, I don't know, coffee mug, and it tells you, or mugs, and it tells you if it's seasonal, if it's evergreen, if it's dying, or if it's trending. That's the quickest way to know. And then the great thing about it is then you're able to see, like the question you asked me, is it a holiday evergreen product? You're able to see, oh, mugs in October it picks up, February it dies. And that's kind of through the holidays too, is on top of that. So then you're able to know when is the time that you should be pushing out more ads, I'm promoting more, and when it's the time they need to build your brand awareness, your email list, etc. But Google Trends is a very great tool. It's free and it's very underrated. A lot of people don't know about it. um Lakeisha said tutorial on how to run ads on Pinterest. Okay, I'm just writing it on my notebook. Thank you. uh Hey, so this is Tarot Magical Readings on Etsy. Welcome, honey. Regina says, how to get pictures that make listings stand out. That's a good question. My opinion, it all starts with the product, because you could be selling a product that everyone else is selling, is super saturated, and you more than likely you're not going to appear on page one of Etsy, which is where we all want to appear. So start with the product first, right? Make sure that you have a product that's trending, that's high demand, that doesn't have a lot of competition. Secondly, then you want to make sure that you have an amazing photo. And when you take pictures, make sure that they're clear, they're cropped in a complimentary way, it's not pixelated, there's no shadows. Don't overwhelm the photo with too many props. I'm a big fan of minimalist, like less is best. And then also with the new beta testing that Xe is doing, I don't know if you guys saw like my latest video, but they're doing a new AI, like artificial intelligence. It's called the search image function. And basically what it is that, let's say I'm at someone's house and I say, oh wow, where did you get, I don't know, that planner, right? And I say, where did you get that planner? And they're like, I got it on Xe. I could actually take a picture of this planner, upload it in the Xe search bar, and find similar products. So with that new feature that they're rolling or testing right now, it is recommended to have a clear background. Just have a picture of the product by itself. The reason why is because if you have all these props, it's going to interfere with the AI understanding what product it is that they're looking for to match that customer search query. So because of that, what I would do is to make my main photo just the product by itself, black and I'm just white picture in the background, just the product, nice, clear, cropped in a complementary ways, not getting cut off. There's no shadows. And then your second, third, fourth, fifth photo, you could have a fancy background, you could have a fancy flat lay, whatever you use, but make the main photo clear for the new function that they're testing, but also clear, obviously, for the customer as well. So for me, it's best is less. And if you're not able to take good photos, because I know when I was doing my candle business, oh my God, I struggled the first 6 months until I bought like this soft light and a little light box. Buy a light box or something like that. It makes a huge difference. But if you're not able to take great photos, I will just hire someone to do it for you. I have a lot of students of mine that do that, and it's like the best investment they ever done, especially because product photos are everything. That's the first thing people see. You could have great customer service, amazing products, but if your photo doesn't look good, people won't click on it, unfortunately. And it's just the reality. I know for me, that's how I shop. When I look at a photo, if it looks really good and entices me, it's going to make me stop from scrolling and click on it. But if the photo doesn't look good, I'm not going to click on it. And I could be shopping from your store, Regina, or someone else that's amazing. But it's just the photo, you want to make sure you have great photos. Diana said, I don't understand what a lead magnet is. So, a lead magnet, and that's a great question. Thank you, because there's a lot of people probably listening right now that maybe have the same question, right? So that's the point of these lives that I'm gonna start doing. The lead magnet is when you create a PDF and you create, let's say, so the lead magnet that I use on my main store is a checklist on what a bride has to do when they get married. So it could be something that simple, like 10 ways to overcome anxiety. Let's say that you sell anxiety bracelets and you create a PDF that says 10 ways to um, overcome anxiety. Or maybe you sell dog bandanas. So you create a PDF that says 10 ways to dress your dog or 10 ways to train your dog outside or to train your puppy. It has to be something of value to your ideal customer. That's what a lead magnet, it's just the name of it. It's called lead magnet because it helps you get leads, right? It magnets, or I don't know, that's corny. I was gonna go somewhere, but I'm not explaining it correctly. But it's basically something that gets you leads, customers to sign up for your email list. And when I say opt in, so customers opt into your email, you could offer whatever you want, Diana. It could be a PDF of something of value to your customer, which is considered a lead magnet. It could be a discount that you offer, like an incentive. It could be a freebie. I have students of mine that sell digital products. So they offer like a free printable, or with the invitation, you get also a free RSVP card, right? So it could be something free like that as well. There's different ways. If you're like a course, like a coach like me, and you sell coaching stuff in your business on Etsy, some people do, you could offer like a mini course, or you could offer a blog article that you wrote that's really detailed about whatever your audience really likes. So it could be anything as long as it offers value to that customer. I hope that helps a little bit more. um Hey Valley, you're not late, you're just joining in. Eileen, thank you again. I appreciate you. Um, Lucia says, what is the ideal number of items? Oh, I think I talked about that already. Sorry. It just keeps moving. I do apologize. I'm interested in outsource my e-commerce website management. I do think that's a good idea. If you're able to outsource anytime you can, please do so. It's gonna save you so much time. As a solopreneur, there's so much stuff that you're gonna be able to do and not do, to be honest. And the quickest way to scale your business to the next level is to outsource and give some of that control. I'm a control freak. So for many years I didn't outsource, and it's like the number one mistake that I'm regretting right now, to be quite honest. Thank you, Eileen. I really appreciate your lovely words. Thank you, Lucia. I also appreciate your words as well. Uh, Julia said, she said exactly how I was supposed to say it. A lead man is a landing page for freebies. So thank you. Um, Jelena said, love your course. It's so helpful in detail. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I really, really appreciate it. Diana said, for Pinterest, do you recommend saving from your shop or should I create fresh prints of my own? I don't recommend saving from your shop unless you have optimized your listings images for Pinterest. So, for example, if your pictures on Etsy are square, don't repin from Etsy to Pinterest. Like, don't share it because you're sharing a square image. So your image is not optimized correctly for Pinterest. Pinterest recommends, let's say, for example, the ones that I pin are 1,000 by 1,500 in height in pixel, 1,000 pixel by 1,500 in height. So you want to make sure that when you're, like I said a few minutes ago, when you're promoting your products on different platforms, that you are using that platform the correct way and that you're optimizing your images for the right size for that platform. Images that are square get truncated in the search on Pinterest and they get seen less. They don't have that great results. So you want to make sure that it is another step. It is more work, to be honest. But once you do it all the time and you have, what I do is I have Canva templates that are pre made in my Canva account. So all I go in there is drop the photo, add the title, add my URL, and that's it. They're already there. It's going to save you a lot of time if you use Canva and have pre-made templates already that you use for your brand. That's going to automatically save you a lot of time. But I don't recommend sharing unless your image is optimized for Pinterest, which majority of people's images are not. So I don't recommend it if it's not. Great question though. Megan says, I could relate. I'm an introvert too. You're doing an excellent job. Could you do a video on the perks of XC Pro versus? Yeah, I could do that. So XC Pro, are you talking about XC Plus? I think you're talking about, which I understand what you're saying. So thank you. XC Plus versus regular XC. Yes, I could talk about that. Thank you for the suggestion, Megan. And thank you for understanding. What I realize is as an introvert, and I'm sure many of you guys could relate right now that are introverts, we got to get out of our heads. I mean, originally when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't want to have my face in the videos or my thumbnail. I refused. So if you go back to my old videos, it's just me talking on the screen. And the minute that I took that comfort zone and I said, "No, I'm gonna show up and show my face," my business blew up. Everything grew faster. It was the best thing I ever did, and it was scary, but it was the best thing. So that's why I had to tell myself I have to do this YouTube live because if I want to grow and connect with people, it's not enough just to create a video nowadays. You have to do YouTube lives or Instagram lives, which I'm going to start doing as well. But your nerves do kick in. It do, especially even with someone like me, and I'm no one special, but even with someone that has done so much online, I still get nervous. So I think it's important that I talk about this for anyone listening right now that feels the same way. So you could relate and be like, shit, if Nancy's still struggling with this, then it's okay that I struggle with it, but let me do something about it. And I hope that anyone listening right now, hopefully, will go ahead and do it. And Megan also asked, do you think it's worth it to upgrade? Yeah, I do like the XC Plus. The main reason why I like the XC Plus is the banner in the feature items in the front page because you could customize it the way that you want. And it does make your store separate your store from other stores that are not paying for the feature. What's great about business as well is that, especially once you start making money, you could write it off. So this, $10 expense is not going to be a huge deal when you write it off at the end of the year because you're writing it off. So I honestly do think it's worth it. I always recommend it, to be quite honest. I know it has other features as well, but those are my top two features for it. Especially when you sell on Etsy, because there's not a lot of things that you could do to customize your store. Every store looks kind of the same, so you're very limited in what you could do. It's not like a website that you can make your website look very different from mine. It's not on Etsy. So anytime that you have a little bit of customization or that you can make it your very own, I highly recommend using it. Thank you. We have here Diana. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the lovely comment. We have Valley. I'm almost finished with your Pinterest clothes. I'm really excited about redoing my Pinterest. Yes, Pinterest. To be quite honest, guys, is my number one platform. And I tell this to people, like my Pinterest account. I only have like, and I'm thankful. I like 30,000 followers. Instagram, I got over 100,000. YouTube, over 100,000. Twitter, over 100,000. Facebook, I got like a little bit less, like 25,000 followers, or a community of followers. But Pinterest is the one that I least connect with people or do anything in there, because it's almost like a social. It's not so much of a social platform for me. It's more of a, obviously, like it's more like YouTube, more of a place that you create content. It's more evergreen. It's a search engine basically, which was what I was trying to say. But it gives me the most results out of anything else. So that's why I'm always pushing it, because that's where I get majority of my leads, if not like 60% of my leads. I have to redo this year's analytics, but the year before that was about 76%, something like that. It was pretty high. So it effectively works if you use it the effective way. It really does work. Julian said, I'm starting my Etsy store. What is the best strategy to get first 10 sales? And gracias, you're welcome. So the best strategy is, again, I know I keep going back, but this is the one thing you have to do: market research, product research. Add products that are selling, add your own flair. Doesn't mean you have to copy other people, just make it better than their products. And keep in mind, your products is part of your business, it's not your business. Your brand experience that you give to customer, that's your business. Your product is part of it. So you can sell a product that's very similar to someone else's, but if you provide excellent customer service, that's going to surpass their expectations, and they're going to buy from you and not buy from the other store. So that's why I always say that the product is part of your business, but it's not your business. But you want to make sure that you start with great quality products that people are searching for, that are trending, and that is going to get you traction. The second strategy that you could use, and I only do this on Etsy stores or stores that have more competition. I wouldn't do this if you're selling on your own website or Teachable or any other platform. Because you're selling with other people, like, like when your product shows up, this is your competitor, etc. One recommendation, I did this before, I have done in the course several times, even some of my students have done it and it has worked for them, is price your product competitive. When you upload a new product to Etsy, Etsy is going to push it out to as many people as possible. There's something called the listing quality score, and Etsy is going to push it out to see how your listing compares to your competitors. And based on how many people click, engage, and purchase, that's going to give you a high listing quality score or a low listing quality score. And that's how Etsy determines Nancy's listing is going to go to page 80, but Julian's listing is going to go page 3. That's how they decide. So one strategy is, when you list the product, price it very competitive. So if your product, let's say you're selling it for 25, but the average people, like, do market research, the average people that sell it on Etsy sell it for $22, then do yours for 20. And it sucks, you might lose a little bit of money in the beginning. So you price it for 20, and then you run Etsy ads. And you're going to run those ads for 30 days. And that's going to One, because it's a new product, Etsy is going to push it out to more people. Because you have the ads, you're going to get more visibility. Because you're pricing it competitive, you have a product that's trending or people are looking for. People are going to be more prone to buying from you in the beginning based on price more because they don't really know you as a brand. And then what you're going to do is as people start clicking, buying, engaging with your listing, that's going to give you a higher listing quality score. And you could potentially rank that listing now on page one, page two, hopefully, which is the goal to rank as high as we can. And based on that strategy, that's going to help you rank higher and get more sales. So that's a strategy that I recommend. A second strategy that I recommend, and I'm sorry for my dog barking and somebody ringing the doorbell, but too bad I can't open the door right now. The second strategy I have for you guys is to make sure that when you're talking to customers, that you build rapport with them. So, for instance, if somebody, when you, in your description, make sure that you guys write in there. If you have any questions, big or small, please let us know. The reason why you want to do that is because you want to encourage people to email you on Etsy and have a conversation with you. That's your opportunity to shine as a brand. That's your opportunity to show what great customer service you have and what you have to offer. When you build rapport with people, and they love your customer service and you get back to them at a quick, fast manner, they're going to go ahead and buy from you versus other people. So those are kind of like the top two strategies that I know personally I have used that worked really, really well. And with the product, after 30 days, price it at regular price. So if you were going to price it at 25, that was your original price, put it at 25. The strategy is only for the first 30 days to kind of get more exposure, more clicks, and more sales. So that could kind of boost your listing quality score. I hope that helps a little bit more. Uh, Rosita says, I live in France, but I was born in the Caribbean. My mother is Dominican and father from San Martin. Oh, okay. I knew, well, I didn't know, but because of your first name, I thought you were. Wow, I'm from the Caribbean too, so we're not too far away. I'm from Puerto Rico, which is only like an hour wait and boat ride from Dominican Republic. Uh, we have Loana, we have Lakeisha said, what are the best digital products to sell for 2023? I would love to branch out from just PNG designs. There's a lot of them. Patterns are becoming really popular on Etsy, pattern PDFs. Another one is I've noticed a lot of stickers are growing. It keeps growing. Stickers have been popular, but they keep growing. Also, anything with mental health, like planners, printables for mental health, is growing as well. And the only reason I know those top three is because we were doing research with a client of mine, and that's why I remember those from last week. I will have to do more research to see what other products, but those are the top three that I saw. Kaylin says, can I provide one aspect ratio as a product in a PDF file instead of doing several different aspect ratios? Yes, you can. What you could do essentially is provide the highest aspect ratio of your file, and then they will be able to size it down to multiple size. But you want to always provide the highest aspect ratio. Um, Three Sisters Creations, I just wanted to thank you so much for critiquing my Etsy shop. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for even writing it here. I really, really appreciate it. And what I'm going to do now is because it's been an hour and the chat is completed, what I'm going to do is, guys, if I didn't answer your question in the shot here, please make sure to add the question in the actual video because the video is going to be published. And what I'm going to try to do my best is that throughout the week, I'm going to go back and answer everybody's question and at least acknowledge that I saw it or the ideas that you guys have. Hopefully, when I end the stream, the questions will be published there so you don't have to rewrite them again. But if you don't see them after I end the stream, make sure to add it there so I could definitely go ahead and answer your questions. Brianna says Starla is great. She talks about you in her videos and lives. Oh, that's so sweet. She is amazing. I love her. She's amazing. So I have nothing good to say about her. Everything is good about her that I have to say. But thank you everyone for attending this free live Q&A. On the next one, I'll make sure to be quicker, faster with my answers so I could get to more questions. So therefore you feel like I'm not, talking too much. This is my first one, so I do apologize, but I will try to make the next one a lot quicker and respond to everyone's question. And then maybe even a little bit longer, I could schedule it in case it takes a little bit longer on the live. But thank you, everyone, for making me feel welcome. Thank you, everyone, for the nice comments. And I guess I will talk to you soon. And then again, if you don't see your question or it doesn't show up, add it, and I will definitely make sure to answer your questions. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Thank you again for showing up.